And I want you to understand that this is the way to go. Everything is producing. Never had that before. I strive for this for years, and now everything's producing. Now what I'm going to do here, this is a tree. I'm going to load this up with more tree mulch or wood chips, and I'm going to run it straight across here. So I'm going to bring the garden down another from here to my foot. That's another 3 feet. That's what I'm going to do. And while I was looking, I found this here. These are, see what wood chips do? Those are absolutely beautiful. They are perfect. Look at that. No insect blemishes on them nowhere. And I'm going to tell you something. These are perfectly sweet. You don't see these that big and that perfect at the grocery store. You will not find it. Well, if you go to one that's going to charge you, I don't know, some gourmet one that is on this level. We, that garden, are a unique breed. We're in the unique breed. We want this quality. This is what the president or king or queen would eat. This quality. You're not going to get that at the grocery store. You're not going to get one compost pile. This is how I make my potting soil. I'm most likely going to pull. This is not going to be ready when spring comes. I got a feeling, but I got to back up, which is this one here. This is going to be ready. This is already pretty much soil consistency. You dig an inch down, it's pretty much soil, and that'll be enough to get me started. I mean, I love it because I used to spend a ton of money on garden supplies. I don't anymore. I just don't. I come out here and it's here. Over here, I pulled this blackberry plant out of the ground. It wasn't producing anything. 2 years. I purchased it for what, $6. I took it out. And over here, the soil has been, it's kind of clay, but it's still kind of loose because of the leaves that I use as a mulch in this area. This soil is really loose. And it wasn't originally like that. Now this plant that was planted here, that is a black raspberry. That's what that is. And I gave it 4 feet from that raspberry plant, which is a red raspberry plant, so that the two of them will have space to grow. Now, the next thing I'm going to put in this area is a fall raspberry. And I'm thinking about putting it up in this area, but I'm not sure. I want enough room for raspberry plants to grow. Now keep in mind, this plant here was one little tiny little plant I purchased from one of the box stores. I think I paid $6 for it. So let's see, here's another grapevine. I think this is a Cabernet. Don't hold me to that, but I think it is. I put this in there about 5 years ago, and then it got broke off, and now it's growing back, so it's in good shape. This here is another, two bees working together. Bees. I haven't seen these in a while, these honeybees. Okay, so this is a grapevine. I wait for the leaves to drop on it, and once they do, I'm going to harvest some cuttings. This one should give me, easy to say, about 1, 2, and it don't matter how thick they are. See how thin these are? This is going to make a beautiful plant. And I'm going to fill all this up back here, all this back here. See how the poles are lined up? I'm going to fill all this up back here with more wood chips. I'm going to go all the way back to where that big leaf plant is and go straight across and fill it up with wood chips. I got 10,000 pounds, and if I need more, I'm on a list that they'll just send me more. All they got to do is call me and say, do you need them? I say, yes, sir. Yes. Oh, I say, yes, sir. This trash can right here is full of rocks. When I first moved here, I filled it with rock. I'm going to fill this trash can up in the spring. And it's got a hole in the bottom for drainage. And it will be first kiwi plant pot, because some people say you can't grow kiwi plants unless you have them, you know, in the ground. But I'm gonna put it in a pot. This is the reason, right here. This is the reason. Look at that. This is about 10,000 pounds of it. Doesn't matter what kind it is. Someone sent me an email, asked me, did it matter what kind of tree it is? Well, you don't want to go crazy with pine. Pine just, the greenish parts of it don't break down as well. So you might want to mention that when you're having them bring it. Say, hey, I don't want any pine. And this right here, this smells like cedar. But this is it. I don't think I have enough here. This is 10,000 pounds. But I'm going to put it down and see what my garden's going to take 6 inches of this in some areas, 4 inch in other areas, and then about 3 inches in the very high areas. That's what I'm talking about. This is the one fruit plant that I'm going to start paying a lot of attention to, and that is this one here, which is a Isaiah kiwi. Could have lost it 3 times, and cats keep tearing it up. And it's a very cold hardy plant. I'm gonna bring it indoors this year. Maybe. Let me do some more reading on it. Okay. This right here, I'm gonna save the seeds to this basil, because I grow basil every year. Why keep going to the store buying more seeds? Now, that is a peach tree. 2 of them actually, in high density planting. They're about 22, 23 inches apart from each other. Going to produce fruit. They produced last year. Well, one of them did produce last year. Folks, here's where it's going down at. I'm going to get away from buying toxic fruits and expensive fruits from these grocery stores. That will empower me. Now this right here is another tree. I love cherries, so that is a bing. That's going to grow a great deal of cherries. I have another one here. That's another tree that's a peach tree. Peaches are really good. High in all kind of good stuff. This right here, that's the oldest cutting I have. This is a blackberry. This produces like crazy. This does. And I love it because it does. It does every year. It's just crazy production. We had more blackberries than we knew what to do with. But we see these poles here, if you could see them. And this one here is the original where the garden stops. And then I brought another pole here, well, stick. That shows that I'm adding on another 3 feet. 3 feet. So from this tree and this blueberry, well, blackberry bush here, from those 2 on straight across, I'm adding 3 feet more. So 3 feet by, the door will be able to open all the way so I can get the tractor out, and it'll run straight across. So I'm adding that on. My whole garden length is also being added to. I got an area up there that I never planted on. I planted anything. It's just weeds and wood chips. And well, it's I use it for storing leaves, so it's pretty fertile. And over here is the main garden where I usually grow things at. I'm gonna go further back this year, and I'm gonna go further forward this year. The old lady wants to add some more onto the garden, so. And then I'm gonna really beef up the wood chips around this tree here. Add another 4 or 5 inches to it, because the trees really took off once I added the wood chips. I mean, they really enjoyed it. This tree used to be loose in the ground, and it firmed up, and it got taller. That's my Granny Smith, and that right there is the Honey Crisp. This one right here, Leaning, in that direction. And that one there is the Fuji. So I'm gonna have plenty of apples. Maybe another year or two, but I'm gonna have plenty of apples. The next year I will get the this right here will be the peaches, and I got a little bit of grafting to do because this right here is Alberta, and that's going to be grafted. I have a feeling that's going to be a really good tree. This right here is I put it in this year, and I paid $9 for this tree. $9 for it. Just hit me up if you want to know where to get them at. But these are that's a Bing, and this one here I bought for $9, and this might produce this year. But it's a young tree. I mean, my God, it's young, and it got big around. I piled those wood chips around the base of it, and it really started to beef up. I mean, that tree was as little as, well, no, it was this when I got it a year ago. That's how big it was. Now look at it. It is, well, you can't really see it, but it is big around as some people's wrists, and that was less than a year. Wood chips. They'd never done this until I got the wood chips. And then the trees started acting different. They produce fruit, small amount, but they produce fruit. And then over here, this one here really showed off when I got the wood chips. Got big around at the base, and the trunk got big, and it didn't do that until I got the wood chips. And this one here is a young one. Planted about a year ago. Yeah, about a year ago. I put it in the ground, and it's almost as big as the original ones. These are all dwarf trees, by the way. I don't play around. I don't need no big trees. This right here gonna be the watering system. Like I said, all of y'all later. I'm gonna grow food because I'm gonna empower myself. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. So that's my motto. I started out at first, I'm going to show you what I started with all my fruit plants, my berries and trees and everything. Started with this one right here. That right there was the first fruit plant, blackberry. Now I took cuttings from it, and I have this blackberry all over the yard. Went over here and found some more tomatoes. That is I don't know what variety they are. I put them in the ground. I never even really checked. And I'm going to take even the green ones because I can ripen these up indoors and avoid, look at that. You don't see no bug bites on them, nothing. That's because of these wood chips, folks. Oh my God, nobody's listening. Well, I'm just going to keep on eating good. And those who get it, get it. Those who don't, nothing I can do. Look at that okra on there. They're big, they're round. Perfect. Now this one here probably can't be eaten, but look how big it is. See that? That's okra. And I'm growing more next year. I'm out here trying to get this huge garden ready for spring. I know it's only October, but I got over here, I got about 500, 600 pounds of leaves that's going to be delivered. And in this bucket, while I was I was moving one of my plants and digging one out because one of the plants I had, blackberry, wouldn't produce berries for 2 years, so I said the heck with it. I took it out. But while I was over there, I found these little guys. Now, my understanding is that these look to me like night crawlers. And I'm going to go down in here because I found some really big worms. I think they're the ones that I let go years ago. And when I let them go, they made my garden home. Now they are down in here because there's one there. That's one of the smaller ones. Yep, look at that. Now that to me looks like one of the ones I released years ago from Walmart, and Walmart only sold Canadian night crawlers. So we'll see. I'm on my way, folks. I'll set these bins up about not too long ago. Let's see what's in here. And remember, I started out. I didn't buy any worms. And this right here don't have a lot in it, except a couple. And the reason why I'm not buying worms, number one, don't feel like going online and order them. Number two, the cost. There's a worm there, and there's very few in it. But according to what I understand, these are multiplying worms. They will multiply like crazy. This is the larger bin here, and it's filled with red wigglers. So is that one, and that one. Now, this one got real wet during the storm. So as you can see, there's worms trying to escape. Right here and on the lid. And they're all babies. So keep in mind, I didn't put babies in here. So that's my point. They are producing. They are producing. Worm City, buddy.